So, welcome back, and here we are. There's the sheep farm we built in our last episode. Yeah, and today, what I'd like to do is start building the mob farm. So, this whole area, was previously dedicated to one of our subscribers, and so this is going to be the Samurai Lord's manor. Now, I don't have plans on exactly what I want to build, but I do know that the mob farm will come up to surface level here. So I generally like to build with the terrain, so I'm thinking the entrance will be over here, and there'll be a small path that follows the hillside up here. And then maybe the mob farm can be about there, because it'll look kind of like a house or a building anyway. And that way there's a little pond. We can make it into a garden area over here, maybe with some cherry trees or something like that. So this whole area that I've lit up is going to be the Samurai Lord's house. So in that case, we need to just start digging down. For the mob farm, we're going to go underground. You're going to need, I didn't bring any glass, it's next stage anyway. You're going to need signs and wood. I didn't bring enough. We'll have to bring more later. And water and plenty of torches. So I brought some extra chests as well, just to hold all of the materials that we're going to get while we dig out the mob farm. And this is not my own design necessarily. It's based off of a design by Ethos, and I'll go ahead and link his designs there. So you see Samurai Lord Villa, dedicated to Casing 1. So let's just start digging. We want to dig down far enough that mobs will spawn, so I think that's like 50 blocks. Too far from the castle. Anything within 100 blocks, it'll despawn. So anyway, yeah, we can always just AFK here. So here's the little pond. Let's just dig here. Why not? Let's take out this tree. Not with a shovel. that won't work. And we'll dig here. This will be a hello? 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 Go away. Shouldn't have started in the middle of the night. But let's go ahead and dig right here. So digging straight down is generally a bad idea. Let's go ahead and dig a 2 block wide. And we want to go down maybe to about, what, level 40, 45, something like that. Oh crap. 3 ladders, really? Is that going to be enough? I'm not the smartest person in the world. Not the smartest person in the world. Forgive me. I was not as prepared as I thought I was. Ladders. That's good, right? 30 blocks down. We need a way to get out, obviously. Okay. So this actually, why don't we just build the 4? The thing needs to be 2 by 2, so it needs to be 4. Go away. It needs to be 2 by 2 wide for the water purposes, because we're going to build sort of a platform underground where the mobs will spawn in the dark during the day. And then the water will push them up to here, and then up to the top, up to the surface, where we will attach a mob drowner, a drowning system. And that way we can get free loot. So we're at about level 60. We want to go down to about level 40, so let's just keep going. So I've built, this is usually one of the first things I build, because, you know, having a constant source of bones for bone meal, arrows for, you know, your bow, and gunpowder, so you can make dynamite, which is great if you need to, you know, if you want to shape the land around you. Because it's so much faster than mining. Oops. It's so much faster than mining, and you don't waste so many picks, so much iron. So. What are we, 43? Where's our ladder? This one? Yeah, I see you up there. Oh. No, whatever. Maybe a few of those left, so don't use all of them. Ladder. A little bit light. We're at 43. Let's go ahead and go all the way down to 40. And we've reached a underground ravine, which is interesting. Okay, so it's not exactly what I wanted to do in this episode, so we will do that some other time. For now, let's go ahead and build our mob farm then in this direction here. So let's build out. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So build 6 in this direction. So I think total that's about 4, 5, 6, 8. The water needs to come around the corner, so actually, like, how many to the side here? Well, it's not super important. So from here, what we've got to do is dig a tunnel this way. Just leave it there. 2 wide. Okay, 2 wide, and then go from here. We're gonna dig into the wall, that direction and that direction, and there'll be a platform here. There'll be a spawning platform. Let me just double check my schematics, and I will be back, and we will get started on the digging. So
Okay,
one
welcome
moment.
back.
Before we get started digging, so I've checked all the schematics, but before we get started digging, I wanted to make just a way to get down here faster. So I've taken off this ladder, and if you can put other ladders, or I'm using signs, just to occupy each block, right? And then you can put water here, like so. And then what will happen is you can get up easily, and when you jump down, the water will break your fall before you hit the bottom block, so you should not take any fall damage. Just grab some extra water. Oops. And we'll go right back down there and start digging. So, water. And let me just give you a demonstration. Ready? Plunge. Like so. Pretty simple, right? Okay, what we're going to do then is start building the mob farm. Now, I've checked the schematics. Usually I do something inspired a little bit by Ethos Lab. I'm going to do something a little bit different. This is, start digging this way. Too wide, because we're going to make it ready for spiders. And too tall as well. So, the basic system is inspired by Ethos, but I've adapted his waterway system to a design that I've been using in my Skyblock episode, or my Skyblock world. So what we're going to do first is just dig 2 wide channels, because we want it big enough for spiders to come, and we're going to separate blocks of 3, so little platforms like this, right? So for example, we're going to go this way as well, and there's the ravine, so we'll have to fill in the floor. We count 1, 2, 3, and we'll dig here, like this, right? So, and we're going to look at that ravine in another episode, but right now we're just going to ignore it and try to dig the first spawning platform. No, we want that, right? We will need to clear it out and light it up anyway, and that will help increase the rate of spawning. But for now, I just don't want to go down there, because we'll make that the next episode. How's that? So, and 3 that way, right? And then here we'll turn. That should open back up. Right, exactly. So we want little platforms about this size, and this will make it easy for monsters to spawn on top. You can get spiders and skeletons and zombies, and they don't have very far to walk before they fall off. And then the water will push them this direction, and then up to where we'll have something waiting at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and dig. Well, let's see how far we want to dig. So we want 4 platforms altogether. And you'll notice, like, we're going to get a lot of stone, and there's some iron, so I'll go clear that out later. But we're going to get a lot of materials from doing this, so that's why I brought some things to use. The chest down here. Crafting bench. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I usually, in my solo worlds, I use what Ethos is his spawn system, but that's 16 blocks, and I'm wondering if this is more efficient. Anyway, it's what people use. Similar design on Skyblock, but I'm going to adapt it for a 2 wide water channel, which would be nice for spiders. So let's see, 1, 2. So I'm gonna dig 4 platforms that direction. This would be the absolute middle, I suppose, the middle of the system. So I'm gonna make sure that it's 4 blocks that way, and then from here 2 blocks that way and 2 blocks that way. When I say block, I mean platforms. So I'm going to do that, and when I get all of that done, I will come back and show you what I've done. So we're just gonna cut out here, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, I'm back. I've made a little mistake. We shouldn't dig in here. That makes it a little bit problematic. So the should really just be from where we started. I blocked up these first two walls. There's gonna be no waterway there. We want that blocked off. So it should be one corner and then two to the middle. The same 1 and 2. And when we dig out the ceiling, I'll show you exactly what that should look like. So what I'm doing next is I'm just digging 2 up. We don't want 3, we only want 2, because the mobs that we're looking for are only about 2 tall. So if you build it 3, Endermen might spawn, and they're not going to work in the system. So don't do that. Put some ladders here. So it should only be 2, and we'll dig 2 around everything. Just get the platforms uncovered. So, oops. So platforms and the channels, the waterways. So that should be, layer of 2, blocks of 3, like so. Like this. So this is your spawn block. Yeah, this is your spawn block. So how it's gonna work is the monsters will spawn here in the dark, and they can fall off into the water, and the water will be running this way, pushing them up over here. So for now, like I said, just clear the area 2 above each platform and the waterways as well. So we're going to go this way, for example, just clear out above that water channel, and then over here. Okay, so do all of that, and I'll meet you back here, and I'll show you what the area looks like. Okay, so I will see you soon. Okay, welcome back. So I finished carving out the ceiling, and your system should look like this, basically. Here's where we come down from the overworld, I don't know, and you'll come down here. I put ladders just for visibility, but you should have little platforms like this. They should be 3 by 3, and there should be 4 in the middle, and then 2 on the outer edge. Now obviously you can expand this as much as you want, but the water gets a little bit tricky. So what we're going to do next is probably I'd like to get the water put in, but once we get the water put in, we need to build an elevator up to the surface, and before we do that we need to explore the ravine. So what I'm thinking is, why don't we do the water first, and then and then we'll call it a day for this episode, and then in the next episode we'll go down into the ravine. So for this, what we should do first is make an infinite water source. If you don't know how to do that, you need 2 buckets of water and a 4 by 4 square. And what you basically do is you put water in each corner, and it creates an infinite water source, so you can just grab as much water as you want. So also we should make like a pressure plate or something. For now, let's just put some stone there to block the water flow. Nope, that's not going to work. You can't jump above it. What to do? Maybe for now, let's block the water flow here. And then that way we can get over it, and in the next episode, before we build the elevator, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm back. I've done some experimentation, and I just can't get the water to work the right way. I guess I should have tested it out in in creative mode or something before I got started, but for some reason I just thought it was going to work. So what I'm going to do instead is just go back to the previous design that I've used before, and I know this will work. So this is just basically, oops, lost my ladder, making some squares. And this is a lot easier, so I'm sorry guys for all that confusion. If you follow this far, we're changing the design. So I hope that's okay with you. This is a much simpler design I've used many times in the past, so trust me, I know this one works. We're just going to alter it. So instead, we're going to fill in that little waterway and make the blocks, make the blocks instead. Let's have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 by 8. So in the past I've used 16 by 16, it's a much larger area, but same design should still work. So just basically join all of your smaller platforms into large squares, and then from there we can make the water work. I can't be that creative, I'm not an engineer, I guess, just a builder. So, oops. So you guys get the idea about this, right? We're just making a larger platform like so, and making sure that the 2 by 2 path goes all the way around this 8 by 8 block. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish the other 4 sections, and then we'll come back and show you how the water works for real this time, I promise. Alrighty, I'm back. So maybe I'm going to I should probably put a link at the beginning of the video so you can skip all of that. And so if you followed the link and are joining us now, welcome to the mob farm. So the first part of building a mob grinder or a mob system is building these platforms. Now we tried it with the little platforms, but I couldn't get the water to work, so we extended the platforms out a little bit bigger. So now we have 4 8 by 8 platforms. They're too tall with a 2 spaces above them, so you can't jump. But this is perfect for the 2 high mobs and for spiders. And so the idea is that they'll spawn on these platforms once we remove the torches, fall off into a stream of water that will push them to the center and then up to the surface where we will drown them. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and put the water in. So I've discovered there's another ravine over here. So we've got 2 ravines, one on each side. And in the next episode we'll go ahead and explore down there. So before we can finish the mob system, we need to explore and light up the ravine so that I can close that off, and that we can make sure that it works properly. So like I said before, for the signs and for this little thing down here, you want to count in 3 blocks and put your sign. 3 blocks from the edge. Right. And then you dig down 1 and you make that 3 long and put your stairs in front of the direction you want the water to flow, like this. So you should, as you're coming along, you drop down 1 block before the sign, you move 1 block, and then there's stairs. And this will help the water flow in the right direction. So we're going to start over here against the back wall. So just like I said, you put the water on top of the stairs, and you'll notice then the water flows down to here. That's our goal. Let's go grab some more. Now this should work because I use this all the time. Oh, I didn't grab enough water. I'm a genius. Sorry guys. So yeah, I'll put the last piece on like this. So as you can see then, when the mobs fall in here, they'll get pushed down to the center, like so. And you just want to go ahead and fill that in around each corner. So we did that corner. Over here we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2. And over here on this stair also 1, 2. Right, good. Pushes us to the middle. Do the last side over here. 1 and 2. Oops. And I swear to you this time it should work. Last 1 and 2. So if you didn't skip through all of that stuff before and you saw a lot of my mistakes, I really apologize. Okay, so we have all 3 sides pointing toward the middle. That's working out well. And then we just need to put the water here. So once again, from the center section, 3 in, put the sign, dig down and over 1 on each side like this. And then put the stairs pointing toward the middle. So on top of the stairs, put your water. Like so. Oops, we lost that somewhere. There we go. I lost one. Put extra water somewhere. Okay. There we go. One more. There. And there. Okay, and then I'll push everything into the middle, and then from the middle we'll push down to here, and we'll put that on last. So now the corners. This is a little bit tricky. Well, not really. We just put one right in the corner, and then one in that second piece there, and that'll push it to the edges. Now, this is not the fastest. You know, if we were to make the water go this way and then around, it'd be faster, but that's more complicated, and I'm not that skilled, as you can see. So we're just going to do it this way. It's a little less efficient because if the mob falls in the corner here, or on the side, it's going to have to go around this way to get to the elevator instead of just coming this direction. But it's a lot simpler to do with the water. So can't get up here. The same thing on this side. And we have 2 more corners to finish. Like so. One more. So you can make these any size, but I think that a smaller size means that they'll fall off. They'll fall off the edge faster. Sorry, I was adjusting my headset. They'll fall off the edge faster, so that's why I tried the three blocks first. It just didn't work out for me. So there we have it. That's basically it. The way the water is set up now, the way we have it, it'll push all the mobs into this area. And we're basically going to set up, again on the stairs here, we'll set up water to push it that direction where the elevator will be. But before we can do that, we need to explore that ravine, and then also the ravine down here, and light up that area so that we have more mobs spawning in our mob system rather than in the ravines down below. So for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and sign off here. For everyone who's been watching, I'm really sorry that I made some mistakes. Hopefully you can follow along easily enough. And if you have any problems building this, then maybe just leave me a comment, let me know, and I can put a link to the original tutorial, or I can make one for our smaller system as well. In any case, if you enjoyed the video, if you liked the video, and all of my mistakes, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what's going on. And for now, Shinobi out.